Maybe you've vacationed in Northeast Tennessee at some point in the past and you think of it as a good place to visit. But is it a good place to live? My wife and I grew up in Northeast Tennessee in the town of Bristol, which straddles the Virginia border. When I moved back to Bristol years ago, after living in other parts of the country for over 30 years, I realized that there was a lot I'd taken for granted growing up here. There's just so much that Northeast Tennessee has to offer, but it took me being away for so long to see it. I'm here to share with you why we consider Northeast Tennessee to be such a great place to live. From the natural beauty to the people, we'll fill you in on why living in Northeast Tennessee is so special. Hi, I'm Scott Henninger with the Home Team, brokered by eXp Realty. Kim and I are in love with Northeast Tennessee, and we consider ourselves lucky to call Bristol home. We specialize in helping out-of-state buyers relocate to Northeast Tennessee. We're going to define Northeast Tennessee as starting in Greenville and ending up at the Virginia-North Carolina borders to the north and to the east. This includes the cities of Bristol, Kingsport, Johnson City, and Elizabethton, plus all the surrounding rural areas. We aren't including Gatlinburg and Knoxville in this video. Gatlinburg needs its own video and is pretty much exclusively a tourist town, while Knoxville has its own vibe, being a much bigger city and just not what people in our area think about when talking about Northeast Tennessee. Here are a few reasons why we think Northeast Tennessee is so special and why you might want to call it home. Number one, the natural beauty. Tennessee is 440 miles long and varies a lot as you travel from west to east. You have the Mississippi River and the fertile plains of West Tennessee, Nashville and Middle Tennessee, where you start to see the rolling hills, rivers, and more lakes, and then finish up in East Tennessee, where you'll find the Appalachian Mountains. Each part of the state has its own personality and things to enjoy. Of course, my favorite part of the state is Northeast Tennessee. There are lakes, rivers, streams, waterfalls, rolling farmland and small towns, each with their own personality, and there are always mountains close by. You are truly surrounded by beauty year-round as we experience all four seasons. You can explore outdoor opportunities in a moment's notice from pretty much any spot in Northeast Tennessee. For an easy getaway by car, take a drive over to Mountain City on one of the curviest roads you'll ever experience, Highway 421, or the Best of the Snake as it's known to motorcycle riders. You can stop at the Shady Valley Country Store for some country cooking on your way over. Another pretty drive is to take Highway 321 from Elizabethton over to the mountains of North Carolina. Now, you'll find snow skiing about an hour away in Boone and in Banner Elk, North Carolina. If you're in Bristol, you have to drive to the top of the South Holston Dam. You'll get to enjoy stunning views off of both sides with the lake and Holston Mountain in the distance. And be sure to take a walk around Osceola Island at the foot of the dam while you're there. Hiking has become one of my favorite activities since moving back. You have access to the Appalachian Trail close by if you want to get serious. The Cherokee National Forest is full of trails too, offering rugged multi-day hikes if that's what you're after. Or you can drive over to Roan Mountain, Tennessee, and you'll find easier hikes with stunning 360-degree views from the mountaintops and some quite challenging hikes that take you over 6,000 feet in elevation. Margaret Fells Trail in Greenville is very popular, and it'll reward your effort with a stunning waterfall at the end. If you just want to get out for a quick walk, I've found that some of the best trails can be found in and around small local communities throughout our area. Tennessee has many Rails to Trails projects, including the 20-mile-long Tweetsie Trail in Johnson City and the Mendota Trail, which is just across the border and starts in Bristol, Virginia. These trails give both cyclists, hikers, and walkers a lot of options, from an asphalt-paved biking walking experience to more challenging trails. Mountain biking is very popular in the area as well, with trails for both beginners and experts. Consider checking out Tannery Knobs Bike Park in Johnson City, or another Rails to Recreation trail in nearby Abingdon, Virginia, the Virginia Creeper Trail. You can find me walking the mountainous trails at Still Creek Park in Bristol. All the lakes, streams, and rivers in our area bring lots of opportunities for all kinds of outdoor activities, such as boating, swimming, water skiing, whitewater rafting, and fishing. In fact, some of the best trout fishing in the nation can be found in Bristol at the outflow of the South Holston Dam. You'll find rainbow trout, which are stocked, plus brown trout, they're native to the area. If you like whitewater rafting and kayaking, we've got you covered. You can check out Watauga River in Elizabethton area, or head over to Irwin and plan a trip down the Nolichucky River. Tennessee's natural beauty is my favorite part of living here, but there are other reasons you might want to call Northeast Tennessee home. Number 2, lower taxes. While Tennessee has among the highest sales tax rates in the country, 9.25% and 7.25% on food, the other taxes are very low in comparison and make up for it. In fact, Tennessee has one of the lowest costs of living in the country. More on that in a minute. Tennessee has no state income tax on earnings, whether you're still working or not. Neither income from wages nor retirement income are taxed by the state. There are a lot of people leaving the heavily taxed states right now for Tennessee. We've recently had buyers come to the area from Arizona, New York, California, Connecticut, and more, partly due to the fact that they know they will get to keep more of their money. Not only is there no state income tax in Tennessee, but lower property taxes as well. Of course, if you live close to the Virginia border like we do, you can do your shopping there where the sales tax is about 2% less, but since we live in Tennessee, we avoid paying the income tax. Best of both worlds. Number 3, lower cost of living. Tennessee's cost of living is one of the lowest in the nation. Tennessee has the 5th lowest cost of living index in the U.S. As an example, California and New York are roughly 50% more expensive than the national average, while Tennessee is about 9.5% less expensive. Want to get more for your money? Think about moving to Tennessee. Housing costs make up a big portion of the cost of living. In our little corner of Northeast Tennessee, the median home price right now is around $200,000. However, in the Nashville area, this is closer to $350,000 to $450,000. Statewide, the median home price is $231,600. Like anywhere, home prices are dependent on location, but in general, Northeast Tennessee is still a hidden gem, and our prices haven't been inflated yet by institutional cash investors and a ton of out-of-town buyers like the bigger metro areas have experienced. Number 4, the people. The pace of living is much slower in Northeast Tennessee, and the people here are genuinely nice. You especially get that feeling in the smaller communities with that small town vibe that I love. If you want Southern hospitality, come to Tennessee. People nod or wave when passing by you on a country road. Strangers open the door for you. You might have someone in line with you at the grocery store that starts up a conversation. People still say things like ma'am and sir and thank you. And people are very welcoming to visitors. So don't be worried if you're coming from a different part of the country that you won't feel like part of the community. You will. I find most people to be very welcoming. Take the time to get to know us. I promise you'll be glad you did. So that's it. My thoughts on why Northeast Tennessee is a good place to live. It offers you choices. We're within a day's drive of much of the Northeast U.S., the ocean, big metro areas like Atlanta and Nashville, but you get to enjoy all the benefits of rural living. Bristol is the birthplace of country music and is home to a fan favorite NASCAR track. Jonesboro is the oldest town in Tennessee, and its main street is like a step back in time. There's a lot of history in the area and a lot to do. You just have to decide which area is best for you. Small town feel? We think you'll love the Bristol area. If a larger city with a college town vibe is more your thing, take a look at Johnson City. And of course, if you don't want to see your closest neighbor, we've got you covered too. Pretty much any of the rural areas will have those large acreage homes with gentleman farms, mountain homes, homes on the lake, you name it, we've got it. I'm Scott Henninger with the home team, broker by eXp Realty. If we can help you in any way, just reach out to us. My wife Kim and I would love to tell you more about why we call Northeast Tennessee home.